Okay, so now it is Rettenmeier's turn to serve. Ooh, I like that point. Let's take a step back and look at it. Okay, so medium depth ball. Rettenmeier's obviously like, hey man, I don't want to miss serves. And this ball also becomes kind of easy back. And so just nice, easy backhand. That may be the first backhand we've seen of Rettenmaier, but nice soft ball. He's very comfortable just going after Annalie Waters being the person up, which is interesting. If I was this, I can understand he's trying to stay away from Ben Johns, and he's like, well, he's basically already up, so it doesn't really matter. But okay, let me just draw this out because I want you guys to understand this. So what Rettenmaier is thinking is he believes that basically this, I went a little long on that line. Let's back this up a little bit. He believes that basically here is going to be Ben John's forehand. He believes Ben will run around this little section here. And then this is basically Ben's backhand. And so by putting the ball right on that line, right here, approximately, that he can either get them to try and decide whose ball it is. And so he's much more comfortable putting it on Annalie Waters' forehand, which he does twice. He's just doing, I'm just going to keep it away. I think the ball can't come as hard at me even if I'm on Annalie Waters' forehand, then putting it to Ben Johns. And so that was kind of his decision with a third shot drop, and you can say a fifth shot drop. I would kind of call that drop. It bounced. I would call that more of a drop than a reset. In my opinion, he's also late with this split step. If Annalie Waters had attacked straight at him, probably would have had a different result. And then I have to commend Kawamoto. She does a great job having soft hands, lifting that ball up, but getting it up so that it gets back down. See, so not very attackable. Ben was thinking about it. Perfect position. So the position, the spot she was going for here, which is the spot not enough people go after in mixed doubles at lower levels. If you're a 3-0, 3-5, 4, 4-5, that's the leg where you want to be resetting stuff. Make the male player have to come all the way over if he's going to take his forehand, because he'll be late. See how he's late. So if he had been over further, he could have hit that ball probably out of the air, but because he's got to go towards that leg and she's got to get out of his way, he's got to do a soft kind of neutral dink back. I'd call that a very neutral dink. I'm taking a look right here. I'm just looking at Kawamoto's feet. Okay, so ball's crossing the plane of net. She is late. And Annalie Waters kind of holds to decide where she's going to go with it. And so she is late, but Kawamoto is earlier than the previous time, and the ball obviously came at her higher. So that's what allowed her to do that. Not a big improvement on technique in that singular point. The one thing I'm going to point out, once again, run around forehand. Well, I'm sure we're going to see a lot of those from Rettenmaier. So if he runs around it, you can pretty much guess he's going to be firing. Not even that hard of a shot. So this is truly like kind of more of a miss by Annalie Waters, but it was the first time she had to switch over to her backhand. So she jumps and goes to the backhand. It's really in her body. And so she lets the ball get really deep in here. Hopefully you guys can see this. The ball's right there, really impacting into near the body. You want to be much further out when dealing with these. And so then it just hits low. But I think this is not going to work out too well for Rettenmaier doing these runaround speed ups. But we do keep tallies of these. So on a bounce speed up, Rettenmaier has attempted one, and he's 1 for 1 on it. Sometimes the male players feel that, hey, if they've actually hit the ball to me, I got to try and make something happen. And he achieved it. But that ball looks like it would have gone in because it was already dipping down, and so probably a good decision by Annalie Waters to not just let it go out. But 1-for-1 for Rettenmaier. We'll keep track of that as we continue on. Okay, let's move on to the next point.